David Paul Yonggi Cho, Biography of the Apostle of Church Growther. David Yonggi Cho, 1936–2021, was a South Korean Christian minister, widely recognized as one of the most influential Christian leaders of the 20th century. He was the founding pastor of the Yonggi Full Gospel Church in Seoul, South Korea, which grew from a small tent church to the largest single congregation in the world. Cho was a pioneer of the modern megachurch movement and the cell group church structure, and his teachings on the Holy Spirit, prayer, and faith impacted global pentecostalism. Early life and conversion: 1936–1958, birth and hardship. Born on February 14, 1936, in Oljegun, now part of Ulsan, South Korea. His birth name was Paul Yonggi Cho. His family was once wealthy but lost everything during the Korean War. He was forced to leave high school to support his family, which included his mother and 4 siblings, battling illness. At the age of 17, Cho was diagnosed with advanced tuberculosis. Doctors gave him little hope of survival, and he became bedridden. Dramatic conversion and healing. In desperation, his mother sought help from a young American missionary, Louis Richards. Richards visited Cho, shared the Christian gospel with him, and prayed for his healing. Cho read the Gospel of Mark, and after a powerful spiritual experience, he claimed to have received a vision of Jesus. He subsequently made a miraculous and rapid recovery, which he attributed to divine healing. This event marked his conversion to Christianity in 1956. Called to ministry. Deeply grateful and called to ministry, Cho enrolled in the Full Gospel Bible College, now Hensei University in Seoul. It was founded by American Assemblies of God missionaries, including Dr. John Hurston, who became a significant mentor, founding and building Yonggi Full Gospel Church. 1958–1980's humble beginnings. After graduation, Cho began ministering in the slums of Seoul. In 1958, he and his mother-in-law, Jasho Choi, a pivotal figure and co-founder, started a church in a converted tent in the Sangmyeong district. The church was named Full Gospel Church and began with just 5 members. Innovation of the cell group system. The church grew rapidly, but Cho soon faced burnout from trying to pastor everyone individually. Inspired by the structure of the human body, he developed the cell group system, a network of small, lay-led home groups that met for prayer, Bible study, and fellowship during the week. This revolutionary structure became the engine of the church's explosive growth, providing pastoral care, discipleship, and a scalable model for expansion. Explosive growth. Under Cho's dynamic preaching, which emphasized the threefold blessing of salvation, healing, and prosperity, and the efficient cell system, the church grew exponentially. By 1964, membership reached 3,000. In 1973, the congregation moved to its current location on Yeouido Island and was renamed Yonggi Full Gospel Church. By 1979, it had 100,000 members. By the 1980s and 1990s, it was widely reported to have over 700,000 members, making it the largest Christian congregation in the world. Fivefold message. Cho's theology was built on a fivefold gospel: salvation divine, healing, baptism, and the Holy Spirit blessing, often interpreted as prosperity, the second coming of Christ. Peak influence and global impact. 1980s–2000s international ministry. Cho became a globally sought-after speaker, teaching his church growth principles to pastors worldwide. His books, including The Fourth Dimension, a teaching on faith and visualizing God's promises, and Successful Home Cell Groups, were translated into dozens of languages and became standard texts in Pentecostal and charismatic circles. Leadership roles. He served as chairman of the World Assemblies of God Fellowship from 1990 to 2000, representing millions of Pentecostals globally. Media and education. He founded the Church Growth International Conference, established Hensei University, and launched the Bread of Life newspaper and a Christian broadcasting network, GMTV. Later years, challenges, and legacy. 2000s to 2021, health and legal troubles. Cho's later years were marked by significant health problems, including a battle with cancer and legal issues. In 2014, he was convicted of breach of trust for illegally diverting church funds approximately $12 million to his son's company, causing damage to the church. He received a suspended sentence and was ordered to pay a large fine. This scandal tarnished his reputation and led to a period of reflection and apology, retirement, and succession. He officially retired from the senior pastorate of Yoido Full Gospel Church in 2008. Handing over leadership to Rev. Young-hoon Lee, he remained as honorary pastor until his death. David Yonggi Cho passed away on September 14, 2021, from complications of a brain hemorrhage. His funeral was a national event in South Korea, attended by thousands. Theology and lasting legacy. Pioneer of the cell church model, Cho's most enduring contribution is the cell group system, which has been adopted by thousands of churches worldwide as the primary model for community discipleship and growth. The Pentecostal movement. He was instrumental in the global spread and mainstream acceptance of Pentecostalism, particularly its emphasis on the Holy Spirit and spiritual gifts. Theology of blessing. Cho was a key proponent of what is often termed the prosperity gospel or health and wealth gospel. His teachings on positive confession and the fourth dimension where faith operates were highly influential and also highly criticized by some evangelical theologians for being overly focused on material blessing. A complex figure. David Yonggi Cho's legacy is multifaceted. He is universally acknowledged as a visionary church growth strategist and a man of incredible faith and prayer. However, his later financial scandal serves as a cautionary tale about the challenges of power, accountability, and succession in large religious organizations. In summary, David Yonggi Cho was a transformative figure who built the largest church in history through innovative organization and passionate preaching. His work fundamentally shaped modern global Christianity, leaving a legacy of explosive growth and fervent spirituality that continues to inspire and provoke discussion to this day.